So let us take another example. Okay. So let us take another example. Example 2. Okay. Let capital X be a power set. Okay. Let capital X be a power set. It means elements of this set are also subsets of a set from which it has been generated. Okay. And Wiggle relation is defined as now, since the elements of this set are sets, so instead of small letters we will write capital letters. So say a comma b, for all a comma b from the set H. Now they are elements, so this sign, not subset. Okay, a comma b, a wiggle b means a is a superset of B, or simply B is a subset of A, or simply B is a subset of A. Now check whether this is a linear order set, partial order set, etc. Okay. At number, the first one, the way that it has been defined, since any set is a subset or superset of itself, so for all A from the set X, we can write A superset of A. Simply implies that, so reflexivity holds. Okay, so you got the idea. Okay, let X be a power set and let the Wiggle relation or power order relation is defined in this way. Then definitely for any element of the set X, that is itself subset of itself. Okay. So second point, transitivity. For A, B, C from the set X, two conditions are given. A wiggle B, B wiggle C. It means A is a superset of B, B is a superset of C. So definitely A is a superset of C. These two implies A is a superset of B and B is a superset of A. So A is a superset of C. B is a superset of C. So implies that A is a superset of C. It means A wiggle C. So if A wiggle B, B wiggle C, then A wiggle C. So transitivity holds. Okay. So transitivity holds. Transitivity holds. See, you can clearly see that whatever the nature of the set, transitivity and reflexivity hold. So now third property, for any two elements from the set X, if A equal B and also B equal A, if these two are given, it means A superset of B and also B superset of A. These two implies they are the same identical set. A identically equal to B. Look at this. So this is the anti-symmetry. So anti-symmetry holds. Okay. বুঝা যাচ্ছে তো? Okay. The fourth, remember, in case of this type of notation, symmetry will not be examined because that is a different context. In case of equivalent space, we will check symmetry. So fourth is not being examined here. So fifth, that is completeness. For any two elements from the space X, দুটো element নিলে, take two elements from X, what will we find? What will you find? For all AB, can you compare them? That is, can you write this or that, or both? In this case, this. Not necessarily. This or this. Or both should hold or not. Should hold or not. They should not hold. May not hold. Okay. They may not hold. It means, implies that this Wiggle relation, in this case this is called set inclusion. When this implies this, it means called, this Wiggle relation is called set inclusion. Set inclusion relation is not complete. So you find that again 1, 2 and 3 holds. Completeness does not hold. So this is an example of again a partial order relation. So set X, sometimes you can write down this to denote a partial order. The set and the Wiggle relation is here, set inclusion relation is a partial order set because is a PO set. Okay. Done. It is a PO set. Now so we see that both the examples are examples of partially ordered set. Okay. Both the examples are examples of partially ordered set. So Now Cantor's proposition. Okay, Cantor's proposition. What what is the proposition? What is the proposition? Let X be a non-empty linear order set. Linear order set or LO set. Like PO set, there is also concept of LO set. Look at that table. For LO set, for a set along with its wiggle relation will be called a linear order set when it is transitive, when the order relation is transitive, reflexive and complete. Okay, we leave antisymmetry in economics. Okay, we do not discuss the concept because we deal with the commodity choice theory. In choice theory we don't talk about antisymmetry, so leave antisymmetry aside. Similarly, symmetry is not relevant in case of wiggle relation, only relevant for equivalence relation. So when it is transitive, reflexive and complete, okay, then we say that set X is okay. So let X be non-empty set, linear order set. Okay, when we are talking about some order set, it means there is some this notation along with this set. Okay, that means X comma will be a linear order set. Okay, linear order set. And suppose there is a mapping from set X to set RT, positive rational set of positive rational numbers. Okay, a set of rational numbers, positive is not required, from set X to, and this is denoted by X this. Okay, suppose there is a mapping from this to this which is continuous and 1 to 1, which is continuous and 1 to 1. Okay, done. So let X be non-empty linear order set. Okay, so let X be non-empty linear order set. Okay, and suppose there is a mapping from X to a set of rational numbers. Positive, I am considering positive, but in mathematics negative can also be considered. Okay, then this order relation is called representable. This order relation is called representable if only if. Representable if and only if if and only if for all xy from the set X, from all xy from the set X, we can write x equal y implies f of x greater than equal to f of y, where fx and fy are rational numbers, where fx, fy are simply numbers. Okay, rt, plus. Look at this. This is a Cantor's proposition. Okay. Okay. Cantor's proposition. Let x comma equal non-empty linear ordered set, LO set. And suppose that there is a mapping from x to the set of positive rational numbers. P means, RT means rational numbers, plus means plus. This is my notation. The notation may be different. Say it may be Q. In some text it has been represented by Q. No problem. Statement is important. X, there is a mapping from x to this set of rational numbers, positive rational numbers, which is continuous and one to one. Then this Wiggle relation will be representable if and only if x wiggle y implies or equivalent to saying fx greater than equal to fy. So we have several conditions. First, this set from which xy comes must be linear order. That means it will be complete, it will be transitive, it will be reflexive. Three conditions hold. Not only that, f will be continuous. Okay, that is from the set x I am transforming the elements to get y. So this set a, the f functions must be, mapping must be continuous. Okay, and then we define that this order relation is called representable if x equal y is same as saying fx greater than equal to y, or fx greater than equal to fy is also same as x equal y. Then we say the order relation representable order relation, and the function is called a representable function. Okay, so hope you have been able to complete whatever is written here. So conditions, so then this is called, then then f is called representable, f is called representable functions. Okay, then f is called representable functions. Take for example the utility functions. Okay, if I ask you Is utility function representable? Prefer a particular type of preference relation representable? Then your answer depends on whether these conditions hold or not. For a functions to be representable, these three conditions, four conditions must hold. What? This satisfies reflexivity, transitivity, completeness, okay. There must be a mapping from set X to set of rational numbers which is continuous. The function must be continuous. Okay. If all these four conditions holds, then we can say for any xy from the set capital X, if preferred to y, x preferred to y means the functional value from x is greater than equal to functional value from y. Now replace replace f by u. Replace your f function as u, utility function. So definitely we say commodity bundle X, and suppose X is a set of not only set of number, it is a set of commodity bundles. So commodity space. Suppose your X is commodity space. So we often compare our utility levels. This means we are consuming something as if consumption space. We are transforming the commodity bundles to a from consumption space to utility space. So there is a function or mapping. So suppose that is U. This is your commodity space, and whatever you getting, either you are comparing in terms of levels, say higher utility, lower utility like this, or in terms of number, say higher utility means 10, lower utility means 9, higher than that utility means 11, like that. So it means then we say x is preferred to y means ux greater than equal to uy. So we are familiar with this. So okay, so replace if by u. See what? So you get this. Okay, ux greater than equal to uy. তাহলে যেটা বেশি খেতে বলছে এটা প্রেফার টু এটা বলি কেন না এ বেশি ইউটিলিটি we say this is preferred to this because this gives us greater amount of utility or greater level, higher level of utility. Okay, now the question is how to ensure that your how to ensure that your how to ensure that your commodity space uh, satisfy the linear order space properties. What is the property of linear order space? Look at that table. Your order relation defined on that space must be reflexive, transitive, and complete. Okay, so now you will understand why in the choice theory we assumed a number of assumptions. Okay, we made a number of axioms. First was, see, oh, I forgot to mention in the proposition x must be countable. Sorry, I forgot to write. X must be countable set. Please, revise your Cantor's proposition. If X is a countable linear order set, countable linear order, just countable, write down the word countable. Okay, so X must be countable. So 5 conditions. First, X must be countable, and then the rest 4. Reflexive, order relation must be reflexive, transitive, complete, and F is continuous. So we have 5 properties: reflexive, transitive, complete, and 5, F is continuous. So these 5 must hold. But how to ensure that this holds in case of commodity space? Because we often write utility functions in different forms, like Cobb-Douglas type, additive type, say what u equal to x plus y, u equal to xy, u equal to x to the power alpha, y to the power beta, like that. So here lies the importance of our assumptions or axioms, making axioms. Okay, first, suppose this is the commodity space. Here is your, say, commodity 2, here it is commodity 1. So any point, say x, say y, it means x1 comma x2, and here y1 comma y2. So all are numbers, but it is two-dimensional space. Okay, so first, this is your x. All the commodity bundles lying here constitute your x. So x is commodity space. Okay. X is your commodity space. Now, how to make this commodity space countable? Go back to the definition of countability. See, why we are doing all these things? Because we want to represent our utility level. We want to represent our utility level in terms of a mathematical form, functional form. But that is not always possible, as in case of lexicographic utility preference, lexicographic consumer preference. So there must be some conditions that fulfill for a particular type of preference, and that do not fulfill for, that do not hold good for another type of preference. So what ensures all these conditions? Okay, so first we have to make this space countable. It means the space X, here you can set commodity set. Okay, set X or space X is countable if we can arrange all the elements in a systematic, exhaustive manner. Okay, or we can find a functional form, so that a one-to-one mapping from the set of natural numbers to that set can be constructed. Isn't it the definition? This is the definition. So is this not the definition? So we have to either form a functional form so that all the elements can be expressed systematically, or if we do not know how to derive a functional form, then simply we can arrange. So this is there three definitions for countability of a set. Key, either the set is finite or null. Second one was that if we can construct a one-to-one mapping from the set of natural numbers to that set. Okay, and third one was even if it is not possible, but we can arrange all the elements in a systematic and exhaustive manner. Then also based on the third point, we say that the set is, we consider that set as countable. Okay, so here the first condition is not possible because it is not a finite space, infinite, and it is not empty set. So first is crossed. Okay, so we are left with the second and third conditions of countability, of definitions of countability. Okay, so see, if we can construct a one-to-one mapping from the set of natural numbers to the space. Okay, so take a point. This is the space. Here each point element is a point, not a number. It is a coordinate, different combinations of number, two dimensions. So it is a point. So take a point, say x. We can associate. If we can associate from the set of natural numbers to the, suppose x is a different amount of combination. Okay, say 100 grams of commodity 2 and 50 grams of commodity 1, then what will be the numerical association? I don't know, because these two are different products. So unless you bring them down to a single unit of measurement, it is not possible. So not only that, we are assuming that these commodities are being consumed by an individual, and then how he will feel, whether he will feel very good or happy or unwell, it depends on whether these two commodities suit him or not. So there are a lot of subjectivities involved, and as a result it is difficult for the for constructing one, it is difficult to construct one-to-one mapping from set of natural numbers to the commodity space. Then what is left? Third one, that is, if we can arrange all the elements in a systematic and exhaustive manner, then we can say this set is countable. How? For this to ensure, we assume more is better. Okay, so for this to ensure, we assume more is better. So it means, now draw a line passing through the origin. Suppose OA, then here x1, here x2. So it means we don't know what is this. Okay, we don't know. There is no indifference curve concept. Okay, so x1, x2. So more is better. It is not Men in Black, but it is more is better. So x1 bundle comprise both, greater amount of both. So this is better than this is better than this, and this is best of all the three. So if you follow this, that based on this rule, that is what is the rule? You have to create a rule so that you can arrange all the elements in a systematic manner, or all the elements can be counted so that the entire space can be counted. When at least one of the amount is better, then that is, so all the elements can be arranged in the systematic manner. Okay, for example, suppose there is x and there is x dash, both have same amount of commodity 1 but different amount of commodity 2. So your rule would be, if we can compare x and y only if either x contains x greater by doing this, by writing this, we want to say this is giving you more utility. So more is better. So x contains either greater amount of both or same amount of any one of the two, but greater amount of the other commodity. So x dash is preferred to x. Similarly, look at this. X dot 1 is lying to the northeast. So this is preferred to this. So this preferred to this preferred to this. Transitivity. And any commodity is always comparable to itself. So reflexivity. Okay. Not only that, given any two commodity bundle, since you have assumed more is better, it means either any two, either suppose x1 and compare with x, either x lies to the below the x1 or above the x2, whatever the position is of x or x1, whatever, they can be compared because you have assumed more is better. So by the assumption more is better ensures that we can compare all the elements of this set and can arrange in a systematic manner. For example, how? Now draw a line, any point on this line, and draw a line, any point on this line. So it means all the points on this line should be preferred than all the points on this line because more is better. So this is how we can arrange all the elements, however infinite the commodity space may be. That is the reason we assume more is better. If they give you positive utility. But suppose this is pollution and this is say dust, this is say smoking, this is a pollution, then both of less of both will give you higher utility. Then our arrow, our direction will be like this. Okay, but still we can arrange all this. The higher the pollution, the greater the smoking habit, the less better of you are. So again we can arrange all the elements. Okay, but so by assumption of more is better, we actually ensured MIB ensures that commodity space is countable. Okay. So commodity space is countable. Now, so we got one condition that X must be countable. Now, is the commodity space linear? Is the commodity space linear? Now, let us take any two elements from the commodity space and define X equal Y means more is better is already there. So X gives you higher utility than okay. So X gives me greater utility than Y. Okay. So now each commodity bundle itself comparable. So reflexivity definitely holds, and you know that this is always valid for any kind of set. So reflexivity holds. Now X, now here we define this, that is this means Ux greater than equal to Uy. Okay. So this is how this Wiggle relation is defined. Now X preferred to Y preferred to Z. It means utility, this X lies to the right of more is better. X x is preferred to y. So sorry. X preferred to y. So x lies to the right of y. Y preferred to z. Y is lying to the right of z. So x definitely lies to the right of z, or transitivity hold. So it means definitely transitivity holds. So transitivity holds. X preferred to z. So transitivity, reflexivity and transitivity hold. Because you have defined the space in such a way that they are automatically valid. Now completeness. Now take any point. Completeness means take any 2 points. What can you say? What can you infer? Because of this more is better assumption, they can be compared. And we are assuming that the individual who is consuming these commodities are infinite similarly rational. They are perfectly rational. He has no computational limitation. We often go to the supermarket and then the sellers put before us a lot of jeans, etc., and we ended up with no one for purchase. No item for purchase, because we get confused. Oh, this is good for this product. Oh, this is good for their brand. Oh, the color of this jeans is good. So in practice, individuals have limitations in their comparing the commodities. But here it is assumed that no such limitations exist. You got my point? So because of that assumption and more is better, however close these two commodity bundles lie to each other, they can be compared. Either which is better, that one which lies to the northeast. So in this case, x is preferred to y. Now in x may lie here also. Then we say y is preferred to x. But we did not yet consider any indifference curve. So we are not saying they are lying on the same indifference curve. What I want to say is that simple this more is better assumption and consumers perfect rationality ensure that for any two commodity bundle xy from the commodity space, either x this or this, or they may lie on the same point but different superimposed, like say same mobile with different color, just call them identical. Apart from the color, everything is same. So if they are like two commodities just superimposed on each other, okay, so then like this, x identically equal to y if you ignore the color, okay. That is why when Redmi sales takes place, no one bother about color. Everything gets finished within a second. And then Flipkart or Amazon say, we sold 5 lakh Redmi phones within 1 minute. So like that. So whatever, I want to say that this is complete because comparable. Okay. So wiggle relation is this wiggle relation. The x wiggle y means x gives greater utility. Then x is in reflexive, transitive, and complete. Okay. So what do you infer from these three? Go to your order relation, table of order relation. If x and corresponding wiggle relation is such that reflexive order relation is transitive and order relation is complete, then it is called linear order relation. Then wiggle relation is called linear order relation, and the set or a space is called the linear order set. So these assumptions are very important, these axioms. So this is linear and your commodity space X is linear order space or set. So Cantor's conditions one by one are holding in case of commodity space and this type of preference relation or order relation. Now, okay, now just a moment. So this type of order relation, okay. Now, then what is left? X is countable. The defined order relation is linear. Then according to Cantor, we can map from the commodity space X to some set of positive rational numbers. That is why we often say 5 utils, 6 utils, it is like the utility space. From commodity space to utility, in our case, replace this by U space, okay? So, we can we are neglecting negative utility. So, U is like a function and we say Ex equal Y or X preferred to Y implies, or this implies that utility from X or functional from U X is greater than equal to functional from U Y. Now we say U is utility. So then we say this U function is representable. So you see that this presentable utility function, okay? That means you can draw a curve to represent this, or you can have a mathematical form to represent this, okay? You got my point? Okay. Done? Now, let us consider an example to see. Okay. Suppose now homework is lexicographic preference representable? By a utility function. Is lexicographic function representable by a utility function? Done? This is your homework. The answer is no. I have already given you the answer. Now you have to explain why no. It means all the 5 conditions, the commodity space. See, commodity space is always countable because no matter whether lexicographic or any other additive preference or Cobb-Douglas type of preference, or simply straight lines, perfect substitute preference, no problem. The more is better and perfect rationality assumption both ensure that the commodity space is countable. So X is always countable. So just follow and examine whether Cantor's conditions hold or not. If at least one does not hold, then that is not representable. Simple. Okay. Now here we will see you check which condition does not hold in case of lexicographic preference. Is it reflexivity? Is it transitivity? Is it comma? Is it completeness? Or is it that there cannot be no continuous mapping possible? Okay, one to one, remember. So check this. And second is that is Leontief utility preference or simply preference representable? This is your homework. Okay. Yes. So one is yes, one is no. Your task is to explain why no and what ground no. Okay. So for the time being, okay, done. So I am taking a break here and we will run the next session just within a 2 or 3 minutes.